All right, my name is Crystal Stites, and today I'm gonna teach you all how to pick a favorite color. So, many of you have probably heard the common icebreaker. What's your favorite color? And some of you might have encountered the same thing as me, which is struggling to figure out what is your favorite color out of all the colors we can see. Because how exactly does someone go about picking a favorite color? There's a lot to it. And it's a very subjective question. And the more you think about it, the more complicated the question gets. So, today I'm going to help you all out with picking a favorite color and let you know why it's important to pick a favorite color in general. So, the qualifications of a favorite color. What do I mean by a favorite color? I mean what color you like the most shades and tints of. Because in the modern day world, there's a lot of different color options and such. I'll get into that later. For now, let's get into what colors we're considering here. So, if you look over at this color wheel, I'm considering red, yellow, blue, purple, orange, and green as our general colors. And the reason why we're only doing primary and secondary and not tertiary is in the titles themselves. The primary and secondary colors have unique names, whereas the tertiary colors only have a mix of the two names. So that's going to be considered more as a gray area of color shades than an actual general color. So moving on. Why is it important to find a general favorite? There's nothing wrong with having a specific shade that you really like. These are some specific shades that are really popular, but it's just not practical for day-to-day situations because when it comes to picking gifts or getting models of certain items in specific colors, stores and online shops aren't going to have the exact shade that you really like. So it's more important to pick a general favorite so you yourself and other people can get you something that's in a color that you like. So, moving on. How do you go about this? We're going to go with option one. I've made a collection of 32 shades and tints for each of the colors I listed before, and you just pick which one you like the most. Option two, you could break out a drawing app and mess with the color picker yourself, but that's a lot of time. So we're gonna go with option one. So starting off with red, um, da, da, da. So yeah, pink is included on these slides because pink is red, but a tint of it, because a tint is a color and then mixed with white, which results in pink when it comes to red. So that's why it's also here. Give you a second to pick, and then we're moving on to yellow. Now, you might have a negative reaction to some of these yellows. That is because, according to some scientific studies, our brains actually developed color favoring capacities in order to avoid things that were poisonous or dangerous, and that includes some shades of yellow. You can consider that with your assessment, or you can just leave it out. Alrighty, moving on to blue. Most people like this because blue are the shades of clear skies and clear water, which it going back to that study are things that we can find to help us. So blue is considered a general favorite amongst most, even across different cultures where the meaning of colors usually changes because it represents important things and things that are good for our survival. So moving on to purple, this is my favorite color. Um, but yeah, just look at the shades for a moment and Make your choice on how you feel about that. And three, two, one, here we go. So, moving on to orange. I don't really have anything to say that wouldn't influence your decision on it, so just look at that for a second. Alrighty, three, two, one. Here's the greens, which, a lot of them are going to represent nature in your head. Some of them will represent other things. Anyway, three, two, one. So while you get into thinking in your head about which of those colors you liked most, the most shades of, and which is your general favorite, allow me to explain why I made this new method instead of using previous ones. So, most online quizzes treat it like it's a personality quiz to figure out your favorite color, which doesn't really make sense because sure, personality and favorite colors can correlate, but they're not exactly a cause and effect relationship. So it doesn't really make much sense to link those two. And for why I didn't use the old school method, it only really considers the primary colors of red, yellow, and blue and doesn't really take into any consideration the secondary colors, which you will also commonly find when buying different items. So it doesn't make sense to exclude them. All right, so that's why I did that. I hope this helped you all with picking out a new favorite color. And yeah, have a wonderful day, and I hope I helped you all figure out your new favorite general color.